All right, everybody, we're going to get started here. Welcome, everyone, to the June 28th, 2022 Development Review Commission hearing. The Development Review Commission is created to hold public meetings and hearings to provide analysis and recommendations to the City Council regarding general land use policies and applications where the Commission has recommendatory power and to render final decisions on specified applications where the Commission has final decision-making power, including but not limited to all aspects of a proposed and future development. The Development Review Commission recognizes that the creation of a desirable environment throughout the city for residents, businesses, and industry is a prime requisite for the interdependence of land values, aesthetics, and good site planning by promoting harmonious, safe, attractive, compatible development that is therefore considered to be in the best interests of public health, safety, and the general welfare. Any person aggrieved by a final decision of the Development Review Commission may file an appeal to the City Council within 14 calendar days after the Development Review Commission has rendered its decision. Development Review Commission recommendations to the City Council are not final decisions, simply recommendations. With us this evening, to my left, first I'll start with staff. We have Jeff Temulevich, Ryan Levesque, Steve Abrahamson, Saparna Dasgupta, Diana Kaminsky, Lily Drosis, Joanna Berry, Jason Wolf on command, and with us with the commission we have Commissioners Lloyd, Amorosi, Sumners, Chairman DiDomenico, and Commissioners to my right, Linda Spears, Don Casano, and Chuck Redmond. This evening we have a fairly simple agenda. We have 9 items on the agenda, which include 4 sets of meeting minutes. These minutes, we had discussed them in pre-session. We had no changes or edits to them. So we're going to deal with them in 2 chunks. These are the study session and regular meeting minutes for the meetings of May 10th, 2022 and May 24th, 2022. I will entertain a motion for approval of items 1, 2, and 3, which are the full minutes for both meetings on the 10th and the study session of the 24th.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Casano, I would make a motion for approval of the Development Review Commission study session, regular meeting and study session May 10th and May 24th.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Amorosi. It's been moved and seconded.
Chairman, are you taking both of them at the same time?
Yeah, we're going to do all 3 of those, and those sets of minutes, the people that were at that meeting and eligible to vote on that are myself, and Commissioners Sumners, Casano, Amorosi, and Lloyd.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? Those minutes are approved 5-0 with Commissioner Redmond abstaining and Commissioner Spears. Item number 4 is the Development Review Commission regular meeting for May 24th, 2022. In that meeting, Commissioner Redmond actually sat in for one of the cases, filling in for one of the commissioners. So I'd entertain a motion for approval of those minutes.
Mr. Chairman, motion to approve the minutes of May 24th, 2022 for the regular meeting.
And a second.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Summers and seconded by Commissioner Amorosi. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. And those minutes are approved 6-0 with Commissioner Spears abstaining. That brings us to the rest of the cases. That would be items 5 through 9. In pre-session, we discussed those cases, and it is our intention to vote on them as part of our consent agenda in one single motion. The consent agenda, the purpose of that is to have one vote for the approval of all of those cases. Anybody here in the audience that wish to be heard on any of those cases? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. As a reminder, we had one of the cases, and that is Case number 9, the Shop Beer Company. In pre-session, staff read to us some changes to 2 of the stipulations, some of the language from what was published in the original case that was advertised. The applicant has said that that they also approve of those two language changes. So we'll be voting on that case with those changes as read in our pre-session. I'd entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Chairman, would you like me to just read it on the record?
Yes, please.
Thank
Very
you.
good, Soprano.
So with PL 220149, the Shop Beer Company, staff has recommended and the applicant is in agreement about striking out number 3 completely, stipulation number 3, and a modification to stipulation number 5.
Thank you very much. So our motion for approval of the consent agenda would include those 2 text changes to case number 9. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written with the changes.
Do we have a second?
Mr. Chairman, second that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Amorosi and seconded by Commissioner Casano. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? Motion passes and consent agenda is approved 7-0. That brings us to announcements. First of all, we're going to go out of order. Staff, do you have any specific announcements?
A couple of announcements, Chairman, and commission members. The next meeting of the commission is going to be July 26th. And also, really sad, but we have to say farewell to Commissioner Amorosi and Commissioner Sumners for their 6 years of service to this commission, and both of them are getting termed out. So, but thank you so much for everything that you brought to the table for us and guiding us and providing the guidance that we had needed from, and the work that you've done so far for 6 years. That's a long time. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd just like to echo that. Scott, I didn't know you before we served, and it was a pleasure getting to know you. I think you bring a technical expertise to everything we did here, and great critical thinking and solid decision-making, and I appreciate the time and effort. Clearly, you and Phil both come to these meetings prepared. You read the cases, you know what's there, and you're never really caught off guard. Phil, I knew you before we served together, but it was really refreshing the different perspective that you bring to an awful lot of our discussion and debate on these cases. You seem to know everyone in town. You know the properties that we're discussing even before they come to us as cases, and you really bring a perspective that I think is needed on this commission. And I hope that someone is appointed to fill your very large shoes. So, thank you both for your service. Last meeting we lost Steve Bauer, who was also a long time DRC member. So we've got a nasty trend going here that I hope we can nip in the bud. So, but thank you both. The floor is yours.
Just a thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to the commission. I spent 15 years in city government at the staff level, and it's been really interesting to sit, not with Tempe, with another city, but it's been really interesting to sit on this side of the table. And it's been a pleasure to serve alongside all of you. And I think the biggest thing that I'm taking away from all this is I think there's a perception that all of us agree 100% on everything, and we don't. And that's completely fine, and that's part of the process, and that's why we have different people from different backgrounds, and that's part of the value that this board brings. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Commissioner Amorosi.
Thank you, Chairman. I first want to thank the staff, because I'll be emailing them, showing my ignorance, and then they clear things up for me. So that's always good, so I don't look really stupid here. And so I really thank you guys for that. That helps a lot, clarifies things. The fellow members are great to work with, especially you, Chairman DiDomenico. You're so diplomatic with certain people, and I don't think I could ever be that diplomatic. I'm a little more straightforward and blunt in my opinions, but it was great working with everybody. And if you see me come to a meeting, you'll know it's something serious. Okay, so I'll be up there. I thank you all.
Thank you all. Other commissioners, any other announcements?
Yes, I'd just like to thank both of our commissioners that are leaving us today. I never met Scott before. I've known Phil for, gosh, Phil, how long? I was on the council back in the 80s, you know? And it's been a pleasure to get to know you and also your perspectives. And Phil, as always, you bring the projects to the neighborhoods where they are going to impact. And you bring that perspective, which is very valuable for us to hear, because oftentimes we get caught up in the pictures and the diagrams and all this other stuff, but we really appreciate that, and we're going to miss that on the commission. Thank you again, both of you.
Any other comments? Anything else? Questions? Hearing none, meeting adjourned.